When it comes to the super obese,
I feel like I'm going to be sick.
these people are too big, even for the biggest loser.
I saw a photo of myself out with friends and I realised how big I was and, you know, how far from normal that I was.
They are eating themselves to death, and that's why we're here. Each of these Australians has joined trainer Lee Campbell on a life-changing journey.
Get up, get up, get up. Excuses out the door.
For some of them, it's also been a lifesaver.
Everything starts as a dream, mate. You just got to make it a goal and then put it into action, I think.
With phenomenal results.
I did everything to make everyone happy when I was a big person, and now I do everything to make myself happy.
My strength is phenomenal now.
As long as you get to the end of it and go on, I've given it all I can, you're a winner.
Now, the journey continues.
I want to have babies and get married. I know that in the position I'm in, that wouldn't happen.
I was always picked on and tormented at school because of my weight. And I ate my way, I think, out of depression.
People don't want to be seen with a fat person.
Tonight, we meet Helen.
There's lots of things that I do that I obviously don't do because of my weight, you know, like going and playing games with my son.
In Helen's world, even the simplest tasks have become achingly difficult. She's so big, she can't avoid the stares and taunts of complete strangers.
It doesn't make it any better when you get people that drive past and yell out stuff. They don't seem to think, they don't care.
Helen finds comfort in fast food. The more of it, the better.
Can I get a value dinner box thing?
And she puts on more and more weight.
Yeah, I like takeaway. Takeaway is probably my addiction.
Helen blames her food addiction for the painful memories that have haunted her for nearly 14 years.
In 1997, I had a son. He passed away an hour after birth. They were going to operate and remove him by C-section, but decided against that due to health issues and, you know, for myself, concerns for my well-being.
Now she fears the effect her super size is having on her second son, who's being bullied at school.
Reese was getting poked with sticks, getting called names and having to hear all the, you know, your mum's a fat blah.
Helen's answer is to avoid being seen with her son.
I just tell him that I have to work. It's easier to give him that excuse than to say to him, I'm not going because I don't want you to be teased, because mummy's fat.
But if she keeps eating like she is, Helen knows she may not be alive to watch him grow up.
This is it. This is it. This is do or die.
In the next hour,
Reach up, reach up, reach up.
we'll put Helen through 300 days of incredible physical and mental pain.
She's in a lot of trouble. She's emotionally beaten.
This is the story of a colossal-sized mother who can't stop eating. A woman who is simply too big. 38-year-old Helen Clark lives with her son Reese and her partner Phil.
Would you like one? 2. No, 1.
For Helen, being big runs in the blood. Her sisters had a stomach stapling operation, and as long as she can remember, they were a family of tubby babies who turned into chubby kids and fat teens.
I was aware of my weight as a child more from kids teasing and all that sort of stuff, so it made you aware that you were bigger than the average child.
But it was the devastating loss of her firstborn at just an hour old that's made Helen wonder what she's been doing to herself.
I came out from surgery to have my partner there with my son in his arms, dead.
The baby had a serious chromosomal defect, but Helen believes she was too fat for the doctors to do a proper scan.
I think about now, you know, if I wasn't my size, would I have had to go through all of that? Could something else have been done? Who knows, if I was smaller, could they have picked that up?
How do you feel about yourself? I mean, you know, when you're honest and sit down.
And you just want to give up. But then I look at my son and I can't give up.
You going to mug me? Am I going to mug you?
Is that gorgeous or what, eh?
And I believe I can run a decent marathon.
Thank you very much.
Download Veely now.
Helen's not only eating her way to an early grave, her weight's crippling her relationship with her surviving son.
We'll go to Wet n Wild, which for me will consist of probably just spending some time sitting around.
Reese would love his mum to go on the rides with him, but she's now a safety hazard.
Is the weight restriction because if you're heavier, you could go over?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're set by all the weights and restrictions set by the manufacturers, so
yeah,
they've done all the tests and
for gravity and stuff like that.
Helen's become a heartbroken spectator in her son's life.
It hurts that I'm not out there doing it with him. Have fun! For him, this is the memory time. This is things that he'll carry forward for the rest of his life. And if Mum's not doing anything with him, there's not going to be many memories of Mum.
But this loving mother is desperate to change her life for her and her son.
In 10 months, I'm going to be on those rides with him. I'll be racing him up the hill. He'll be able to say, Mum took me on this and Mum took me on that, rather than Uncle David or Phil. It'll be Mum.
Today is the beginning of the rest of Helen's life. And first stop is some tough love from this man.
When I first saw Helen, I thought, my God, she's big. She's going to have a long way to go. Is she strong enough? I hope so, but we'll see. I'm here to save your life and help you get better.
Thank you.
I'm going to weigh you first. OK, step on for me. OK, Helen, the scale's only up to 180 kilos, so at the moment, that means you're over 180 kilos. Yep? OK, I forget. OK. Helen was over 180 kilos. In fact, she's 189 kilos. She's a time bomb waiting to happen. To your blood pressure, and see how you're going there. 139 over 93. So that's high, which isn't good. Resting heart rate, 108. So health-wise, you are in high risk of dying soon. Heart's under that much load and that much work that you're a time bomb just waiting to go off. If you keep it up, you're not going to be here to see your son get old.
Reese is my future. I'm living for him.
To have someone tell you, you could die soon. You're a time bomb. That makes it emotional.
Over the next 9 months, Lee wants Helen to lose 50 kilos. And that will mean a mental and physical assault that'll push her to the limit. "38-year-old Helen Clark's first weigh-in was an embarrassing shock.
OK, Helen, the scale's only up to 180 kilos, so at the moment, that means you're over 180 kilos. Yep?
Her actual weight is 189 kilos. And the harsh words of trainer Lee Campbell have been a wake-up call.
You always think about, you're a time bomb, you know, you're just waiting to explode. But to have someone tell you, it's a little bit harder.
Helen's weight means she's too ashamed to even take her son to school. But now the lives of this family are about to be turned upside down, starting at home.
Hello, Helen.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Welcome to your new life. OK, come here. We're going to check out, any other cupboard first, bad food.
My
Chocolates.
No, that's my son's school snack.
School snacks. Lots of sauces. We don't need all these cans. I'm going to start making fresh fruit and vegetable, chicken soups and those sort of things. OK? Cordial. Sugars everywhere. Fruit bars full of preservatives, full of sugars, everything like that. crisp. Bang. Okay, so...
Even though they're a rice
Let's go to the thing. Let's go to the fridge. Let's keep moving through this one. Soft drinks, high in sugar.
Even the Diet Coke?
Even the Diet Coke. We don't want that. No soft drinks at all. Fruit juices have more sugar than Coke, or as much. Cheese spreads.
My son's lunch.
We've got to change his life too. You've got to start making his life as healthy as yours has to be. Is any hidden stashes anywhere? Chocolates, cupboards, beers, alcohols, nothing? Biscuits?
No.
Even though it's your son's lunch, would you snack on one of these?
No.
You wouldn't have one just while he's having one?
No.
Not one for Mum, not one for him?
No.
Okay. There's no reason to lie to me. But in all honesty, you know, she didn't get in the position she's in from being healthy and fit and making the right decisions.
Behind Helen's back, Lee has found the truth.
Hiding in the cupboards were sweet chocolates, marshmallow balls. So I know she was hiding all of this, and I had to go through the cupboards to find it, and no big surprise here. Oh, thickened cream. They go on the marshmallows. Figure that one out. She's come into me wanting someone to take control of her life, to lead her to the new horizon where the sun comes up and goes down. Another nice hiding place, the bin. Pizza, pizza, pizza. You know, the truth is, stop being unhealthy, stop eating 4 or 5 pieces of pizza that you shouldn't eat, stop having so much soft drink, stop living an unhealthy life. Okay, Helen, come outside.
Wow.
Training equipment for you to use at home, so there are no more excuses for a new life at all. Feet in the pedal. Easy. Up. It's okay. Spin the foot around. Yep. Gotcha. Good. Have a bit of a pedal. Keep them going. Right, slow down for me. Have you been on a bike before?
Yeah, we did the bike and I couldn't do it for very long, so
yeah.
we sort of
And
skipped
why?
back to the... Just because of the knees and that stuff, like the whole...
Well, she's trying to play tricks and she's trying to manipulate things by saying that her knees are sore, her ankles are sore, or these other things are sore, but, you know, she's going to be in discomfort, she's going to be upset, OK? Reality is going to be a lot of discomfort just because of the size, and we have to work that down. She didn't get to this state for no reason. So you're going to have to get your head around the fact of, OK, these are going to be uncomfortable or funny positions and things aren't going to feel right to get through it. She has to accept and then get on with it. Each night you're going to come home, spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes on here, just sitting down, enjoying it. Yeah? Remember our commitment yesterday?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah. The gym equipment's there, but I've still got to be able to try and get that time. You know, I'm a mum, I'm a full-time worker. I leave home at 6 o'clock in the morning, I get home at 6 o'clock at night. I have to cook dinners, I have to prepare lunches for the next day, I have to wash the clothes and, you know, fold the clothes and clean the house and sit down with my son and do homework and everything. So it's not a matter of not being able to do it, it's a matter of time, and that's not going to change.
She's in a lot of trouble. She's emotionally beaten, you know. Physically, you know, people can always change physically how they go about things and what they need to do. It's about how they approach it and what they can, you know, find in themselves to make that change. And this is one of the big things. She needs to make that change, and she's, you know, already she's finding it very hard to accept where she is and what she wants to do. And that's going to be a challenge. We're going to get there. You know, we're going to get there for her.
With son Reese along for the ride, Helen's taking her new exercise regime seriously.
Breathe. I'm going down and get my heart rate back down.
Leah's challenged Helen to lose 20 kilos in the first 40 days, a little over 10% of her body weight. But 2 weeks in, Helen's found an excuse to overload her plate with food again, while her body battles on in pain.
I'm a bit down at the moment. I put my back out last weekend and I couldn't do any training during the week because of fear of putting it or making it worse. I've got this shoulder pain. I want to do more, but I can't. I can only do what I can do.
Helen has to control her addiction. And the place to start is in her own kitchen.
So what we've got here is, you've told me about you loved fast food, and that was one of your sort of problem areas before.
I guess it's not, I mean, we liked it, the taste of fast food, but it was also the time
involved in preparing.
Yeah, it was quicker to grab takeaway food.
Sure, okay. And you've got a son who clearly likes this kind of food too, so getting him involved in helping this. And what I want to show you is how easy it is to make homemade burgers. He's a growing lad, so I understand that sort of urgency for I want my food now, Mum. And that's the sort of thing that she's struggling with. And I really feel strongly that part of that story is, one, being prepared, but two, having the skills to know how can I create a really quick meal and get it on the table fast. Now, you don't want to make them too thick or they take forever to cook on the barbecue and they don't cook in the middle. And because we've kind of lost some of those basic cooking skills, it makes it really, really hard. And it's easy to fall into that trap of thinking, oh, it's much easier just to get takeaway on the way home. Kangaroo meat, I mean, you can see the colour difference there. Kangaroo meat is really rich in protein and it's really high in iron and it's incredibly lean.
I need to probably just get Reese involved in the cooking and get him to try the new flavours, you know, kangaroo meat and stuff like that. I don't want to have to cook 3 different meals. And, you know, Reese, without even trying it, he says, no, I don't like it.
But our nutritionist thinks that not telling Reese what he's actually eating may change things.
Is that good? That's kangaroo. Okay, that's a good sign. You're looking happy. I'm very pleased by that. You know what? You can get a healthy meal on the table in under 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be hard. It does have to be tasty and nutritious, though. And, you know, that will start knocking onto her, because the other thing I'm concerned about is her son.
A month has passed since Helen began her do-or-die quest to lose weight. It's a daily battle.
I think the hardest thing, obviously, for you, Helen, is your time restraints.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're a working mum, and the biggest thing you want to do is spend time with Reese and with Phil.
Yeah.
That's the most important part of your life. And, of course, you know, do you feel that you sort of get left behind in this a bit? You don't...
I probably have. I've put myself behind.
Yeah.
Caring about others.
You know, are you doing this for you? Are you doing it for Reese?
My main motivation is Reese, so that he has me around. I mean, he's turning 10 in a couple of months, and I guess when he was younger, I probably thought that I wouldn't see him turn 10.
It must make you feel horrible.
Yeah. But he's there, and I'm still here, and I'm going to change that, so I'm here for his 21st. So it'll happen.
It's the day of Helen's first weigh-in. Lee wanted her to lose 20 kilos in her first 40 days. But Helen knows she hasn't always kept on track. So she's made her own goal much lower.
You know, stepping on the scales, please at least be the 9 kilos that I'm hoping for.
Come on, Helen, it's time to be weighed.
Yeah.
It's been 40 days. How do you feel?
Good.
Good? What are you expecting?
I'm hoping for 9 or 10 kilos.
Step up. "40 days, you've had some injuries, you've been sick, there's been some challenges as well along the way. Yep. Okay, what are you expecting?
Between 9 and 10 kilos.
That's what you hope for?
Yep.
Well, step up.
The last time super obese mum Helen Clark tried to weigh in, she was too big for the scales.
40 days, you've had some injuries, been sick, there's been some challenges as well along the way.
Yep.
Okay, what are you expecting?
Between 9 and 10 kilos.
That's what you hope for?
Yep.
Helen started this journey at 189 kilos and a goal of 50 kilos in 9 months.
Woohoo! It's 9.6.
Well done. Congratulations. 40 days, 9.6. Yeah?
Good.
You happy with that?
Very happy.
The weigh-in for Helen was disappointing for me. I think, to be honest with it, Helen was happy and That wasn't enough for me. I would have been more happy with 15, you know, but you've had those injuries, you've been sick, understand that.
It sort of picked me up but threw me down. 9.6 is good, but you could have done better, sort of thing.
There's a long way to go. Our next one, you know, we really have to go hard. We really have to focus on you. We have to start getting personal with yourself and understanding yourself and you again, yeah? For Helen, it's about self-awareness of the body, functionality of the body, making it move again, making herself understand that she can do things. You know, once she understands that, then we can take the next step forward and recreate, you know, this emotional boundary that we're pushing back against all the time. You know, her and I are, you know, fighting emotionally with each other because one wants something else and the other one wants something else. So it's a battle.
This is the last time Helen will see Lee for a month. After today, she's on her own.
Our goal now is to exercise for an hour straight. Yeah? Yep. Okay, pick it up, put your hands nice and high. No, keep your hands punching.
I love the boxing. I guess it gives me a chance to give out some frustration and stuff as well, so... But it's pretty cool.
Up high, up high, up high, up high. Elbows, get them down nice and tight. That's it, and reach and punch. Good punching. She needs to get this baggage, this emotional baggage, out of her system and take the next step forward and start working hard on herself because her health and her body shape will change. 1, 2, and we'll box step up. 1, 2, change again. That's 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 3. Come on, 4, good. And breathe out and turn around. So, how do you think you went?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? I'd say pretty amazing, unbelievable from day one to today. You should be very proud of yourself. That's a great job, well done. The intensity now just picks up.
Yeah.
You know, the honeymoon's over. This is now where the real work starts. This is where the real time begins. Here's the surprising fact. Helen killed the workout. Killed it. You know, she could exercise for another 30, 40 minutes. And this is the bit about control. I had control of the workout. I think I do understand her and understand her pretty well. You let her control anything, it's a failure.
You know, you finish work at 4:30, 5 o'clock. You get home, your son has sport, so we're off to sport. There's the lunches to be made, the washing that still needs to be doing, there's the housework that still needs to be done.
There's always time, though, for the most important person in Helen's life.
We have a signed jersey.
Not only that, we've got a signed
And a signed football.
Yeah, from everyone on the team. How cool is that?
There was nights that I would just look at him and think, am I going to be here for his 10th birthday?
So how are you feeling within yourself?
I'm feeling good.
Still confident?
Most parts. I'm confident, you know, that I'm doing the right things. I guess I felt a big change initially, like in the first 5 or so weeks. I felt that I'd, you know, lost a bit. And, you know, just in the last few weeks, I haven't felt like I've lost a huge amount. It just doesn't seem like it's changing.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I'm sure it is, but it's just, for me, I don't feel like I am.
Helen's been training on her own for 30 days. But Lee thinks she's still too vulnerable to giving up. So he's organised a surprise boot camp.
I'm packing to go to Sydney for a week for some intense Helen time, so they tell me. I think I've come to a lull point, more of a, you know, just pittering along and need to boost it up.
There has to be an intervention with Helen. There has to be time spent with her. And hopefully we will become closer and become good friends through this whole process.
I went to the airport to pick Helen up to show her that I was here for the week for her and going to support her from the moment she stepped off the plane to the moment she gets back on the plane.
Seeing Lee standing there, I guess, was like, here goes. My life is over.
And Lee's wasting no time.
Check in, 10 minutes, back down for our first workout. Ready? 10. Good work.
We're going to go for a little stroll now.
Yeah.
Get comfortable with the surroundings and settings.
Took Helen on the walk because she needs to enjoy me being around her and take the most she can from me, learn everything she can, take hold of what I'm giving her, the tools, the information, the knowledge, the inspiration.
But one thing I want you to do this week is give me 100% effort in everything and honesty. If you're pissed off, you're pissed off. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're sad, you're sad. If you can't do it, if you're hurt, let me know so we can start to get this whole process right, yeah?
I have to take her through this journey. So what she's feeling and what she's doing, I'm experiencing them too.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Can you? It needs to be more than just a yeah, because a yeah doesn't buy it for me anymore. I need to know that we're doing it together.
I do know that that's not his job, is to be my friend. I know his job is to push me and get whatever he can out of me. We're going to be together for the next 6 months or more. So we've got a long road to go through. And being arch enemies is not going to make the road any easier.
I feel as though that you've already built these expectations around what's going to be fun, what isn't going to be fun. I'm only communicating with you. I just want to know where your head is with it all. So I can then start to develop a plan going forward for both of us. So I don't have to feel threatened by you.
Why do you feel threatened by me?
Because I don't think that you think that we are here to help. I think you think we're the obstacle. In actual fact, we're trying not to be the obstacle. We're trying to be the people to help you.
It's about changing her life, and that's why I care so much about it, because here's a woman who has one opportunity left to change her life, and it's now. And if she doesn't, she won't live to see her son Reese's 21st birthday. She's on a road to nowhere.
I don't want us to fail.
I don't plan on failing.
If I can't help her, I've failed. That's why I'm vulnerable, because unless she helps me help her, we're at a dead end.
Trainer Lee Campbell has brought Helen to Sydney to focus solely on her goal of changing her habits and stopping eating herself to death.
So Helen's going to weigh you in at the start of the week and weigh you in at the end of the week to see what changes we've made. Step onto the scales.
At the last weigh-in, Helen tipped the scales at 179 kilos.
What weight are you expecting to be, if anything?
175.
174.3. Start of the week, 174.3. Let's get into 170 by the end of the week.
That's good to me.
Sounds great to me.
Lee believes Helen has to tackle her inner demons before she makes real progress.
Push those legs.
Helen's scared of being in the public because of her size. She's scared to walk to school with Reese because that may embarrass him. Getting out there and walking up and down and being part of the community that she so wants to be part of, nothing better.
Good work, heart rate. Breathe for me. Keep going to the corner. We're going to jog to the tree. Good work. Keep going. Keep going.
End of that session, she runs down the hill to the car.
Good work, Helen.
Come on, she's ready.
I'm happy with that. You've got to be happy with that.
I guess I think that was probably our first sort of bonding bit there. You know, him helping me up the stairs and making sure I wasn't going to fall and all that sort of stuff, so.
There's your brekkie. Enjoy. Great session.
It was bloody hard, I'll tell you now, but it was worth it. It was worth doing it.
Punch me. Anywhere. I think that Helen's past the crying, she's past the failure. She now is full of life and ready to go.
Helen's lost 15 kgs in just over 2 months. Her goal is 50 kgs in 9 months. She needs to get to a point where her weight no longer endangers her life.
The pool was a lot of fun and I really enjoy the aqua. You know, it's a different type of workout. Things that I can't do out of water, I can do in water. We did a lot of exercises trying to build up my lung capacity, but unfortunately I'm a bit buoyancy and I float a lot, so Lee had to keep pushing me down. Yeah, we had a lot of fun in there. I think that was probably a big bonding session for us in the pool.
Let's do some more tea bags.
then we'll do some jump in, jump outs.
I'm not jumping in and out. You can jump in and out.
Well, I think it's unfair. One has to do it, the other has to do it.
I don't need to prove my masculinity.
My manhood's there, just packed away very tightly at the moment. How good is it that she's changed her whole attitude to everything?
It's all right, I got to see them before he actually got in and they weren't much different.
She's 150% behind everything we're suggesting and doing, so it's just a remarkable turnaround. From a miserable, downtrodden, I'm overweight person to I'm going to change my whole world. It's unbelievable.
Step by step, Lee is gaining Helen's trust and breaking down the walls she's hidden behind for years.
Rain, hail or shine, Helen needs to understand that she can train. And there's no excuses. She finds it very difficult to find time during the day. She's a poor time manager, you would say, because there's excuses not to exercise. Or it's wet outside, or I don't want to get my shoes dirty.
Straight into it, you're going to jog to catch me. Yep. Okay.
I probably had to believe in her as well, really believe in her. I think I had to believe that she could do this. I mean, you can push anyone to do anything, but I had to personally get over the fear or doubt that she was just going to fail, and fail miserably, and that was making me fail.
That's it. Good work. Good work.
So we both had to cross that path. We both had to go on the journey of letting each other know that we will do this for each other.
Your motivation changed from when we started, or is it the same?
It's still Reese, but me as well. So it's more of like my journey now. I mean, I'm doing it for Reese as well, but to live longer with him. But you know, he can't make me do it. It's me that's got to make myself do it. So you know, and if I don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for me.
No.
So.
Listen, I've chosen you for this, and what you're doing today proves to me that you want to achieve this and do this. So this one, as fast as you want, this is for Reese.
He wouldn't have made me do it if he didn't believe that I could do it. So it was good, you know, somebody else believed in me as well. Believed in everything that I've been doing.
This is for the future. Come on.
And someone's got my back. It was a realisation for me that I can do more than I think I can.
All yours, Hel.
I guess it was to prove to myself too that I could do it.
All the way.
Not to prove to anybody else, but to myself that I can do this. And I can and I will.
So, Helen, great week, inspiring week. You've done an amazing job. Very proud of you. It's been great working with you this week. I've got one more challenge for you though.
Radio.
You're going to cook?
Guessing it involves a barbecue.
Yes, barbecue. Cook a healthy meal for 6 people.
Right.
Got to go to Woolies, back in 1 hour, cooked and done.
Okay.
You up for it?
I'm up for it.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'll have the reduced fat feta. Yeah. About 2/3, yeah.
For me, it's, I guess, making a variance now on the food instead of just having the one portion, like the steak for my protein and then the sweet potato for my carb and some veggies. Let's dress it up a bit more now.
Hey, can I get some chicken breast steak?
Something different from just the steak and 3 veg.
$21.05.
It's been a pretty full-on week. There's been some really good times, but for the most part, I guess, for me, it's been hard going. I've been pretty stuffed every night.
Look at that, chicken's cooked beautifully.
This week was a turning point. I'm determined that I'm going to put extra time into exercising.
There you go. Bon appetit.
Right, and the staff?
Come on out.
I'm going home to buy a bike. When I get off that plane, we're actually going to a bike shop and I'm going to go and buy a bike. And we're going to go bike riding as a family.
Cheers to you, Helen. Here's to a great week, great learning, a great change in attitude and life.
Realisation of that, to get out what I want to achieve, I need to put in. Onwards and upwards from here.
Well done, Helen.
Well done.
Honestly,
Thank
you've
you.
done a really great job.
5 days into Helen's time in Sydney, she's about to find out if all her hard work will be reflected on the scales.
Okay, Helen, moment of truth. Great week training. What are you going to be happy with?
I'll be happy with 3, but I'd really love to see 4.3 to get me to
Okay.
170.
Regardless of what you've lost, you've had an amazing week. You've changed from being threatening to being a mate and
For you.
enjoying what we do together. So, are you ready? Okay, Helen, step up. Okay. Start of the week, 174.3. Today. Okay, Helen, step up. Okay. Start of the week, 174.3. Today. $172.3. But this week's been more about the mindset and the shift in attitude and the whole purpose behind this. And you know that. I mean, here for another week, we'd knock another 5 off. I think it's a great result. In 5 days, 2 kilos. Fantastic.
Thanks.
Helen's on the road to success. We've got challenges to go through. We've got a lifestyle we've got to go back to. We've got things that are always going to knock on the door to say, here's another reason or excuse. But I believe that we've formed a relationship that can get on and move around past that and find results. So yes, I believe she will achieve this.
It's been 4 months since Helen last saw Lee in Sydney. She's lost nearly 40 kilos, bought that bike,
Don't really go slow.
and her home life with 10-year-old Reese and partner Phil has never been better. But she's frustrated her weight loss has come to a standstill.
Sort of plateaued in the last month or so. I was losing and gaining, like I was losing 600 grams and gaining 800 grams, and then losing a kilo and then gaining 600 grams. So it was sort of, each week was just up and down, which I guess is the normal life. If I was wanting to maintain, that would be perfect. But for me that wants to keep losing, it's not perfect.
Lee believes the answer may be more intensive therapy at the New You Weight Loss Clinic.
Mentally, I've got Helen there, but she's still frustrated. She needs to know her results straight away, how she's doing and what she's doing right or wrong. She needs to be around people who can support her the whole time and give her the confidence that she's achieving her goals.
Without the stress of everyday life, for once, Helen can focus on Helen.
It was a nice change to have me time, you know, it's just been me to think about. I haven't had that since Reese was born, so, you know, it's been always him and I. I give my time to other people, and whether it's a lot of time or not, you know, I'm still doing things for them, or, you know, if somebody asks me to do something, it's never too much trouble for me to do it. And I guess that sort of puts me into the fact that, you know, that I'm taking less time for me and doing more things for other people, whether it be my son or my friends or family or work.
Helen's been at the obesity clinic for almost a month. She doesn't know how much weight she's lost, but her focus isn't just on the scales.
My time at New You has been, I guess, challenging, rewarding. It reminded me that, you know, that I'm doing this not only for Reese but for myself. You know, I've met some really nice people and some people that I'm going to keep in contact with, and people that I know are also on the journey to lose weight. So, you know, that will be, if anything, you know, to take away those friendships of people that are doing the same journey and wanting to achieve the same goals. Being able to inspire each other will probably be, you know, a good thing, is probably the best thing to have taken away from here.
Hi Helen, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, thank you. Well, last and final weigh-in today here at New You.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah.
When you came to New You, you were at 150.5 kilos. Did you have a particular goal in mind
Oh, look, I was hoping to sort of get to the 130s, you know, 138 probably would. But in realistic terms, I don't think that that's probably going to be possible. But I'm sure that I've made good progress to get there.
You've made excellent progress, so we'll jump on the scales and see what the numbers say.
When Helen arrived here a month ago, she'd lost 40 kilos. Can she make her goal of 50? It's 230 days since Helen Clark began the quest to save her life.
You're a time bomb just waiting to go off. Walking death.
She started her journey at a super obese 189 kilos and needing to lose 50 kilos just to lessen the risk of dying. Helen lost weight, but only slowly.
9.6.
I would have been more happy with 15.
You could have done better, sort of thing.
And then lost all motivation.
A yeah doesn't buy it for me anymore. I need to know that we're doing it together.
Here's a woman who has one opportunity left to change her life, and it's now.
But for the sake of her 10-year-old son, Helen wouldn't give up.
I can do this, and I will.
Even when she hit a wall.
If I was wanting to maintain, that would be perfect. But for me that wants to keep losing, it's not perfect.
But with strict supervision, Helen finally began to beat her food addiction. Now, has 4 weeks at the obesity clinic given Helen the boost she so desperately needs?
Okay, that's 143.3 kilos, so that brings you up to another 7.2 kilos in total in 4 weeks.
I'm happy with that.
Excellent, well done.
So proud. Like, I was nearly near 200 kilos, so it's a huge amount of weight to have lost.
Well done.
Thank you.
You've done awesome.
Thanks.
Excellent.
I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of what I've been able to achieve. You know, and you know, life can only get better from here.
In the 9 months since Helen started, she's been on one hell of a journey.
Like, I had my own expectations, but for me it's been hard going.
She lost 46 kilos, even when pushed to breaking point.
I don't think that you think that we are here to help. I think you think we're the obstacle.
I guess the most important thing that I've learnt while doing this for the whole year is that dieting is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And achieving small goals and tiny steps to the one big giant leap.
Have you had any advice for anyone sort of sitting in the same position you've been and you've sort of come away and you've got obviously a way to go? What would that advice be?
Just go each day as each day. Like, if you're bad for one day, don't make that day affect the rest of your week. You know, just get back on the wagon the next day, you know, and take each day as each day. So, you know, it's a slow process. It's not going to happen overnight.
Are you sort of seeing, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel, perhaps?
Yeah, I just sort of know, like, within myself, I'm not going back there. I'm not going to go backwards. So it's just full steam ahead from here.
Which leaves just one more challenge for the woman who's no longer too big to join her son on a theme park ride.
The people that love me, I don't think they're proud of me, I know they are. This is life from now on, and that's how life is meant to be. I'm not going to be that sideline mom anymore. I'm going to be the one out there doing the stuff with him as well.
You know what, once I'm out there, I don't think you're going to hold me back.
No, you're an absolute inspiration. I've got to tell you, it's really something to see.
Thanks.